As mentioned earlier, Section 24.2 is only available as a remedy to an accused who has had his or her charter rights violated. To reiterate, Section 24.2 reads as follows: where in proceedings under Section 1, a court concludes that evidence was obtained in a manner that infringed or denied any rights or freedoms guaranteed by this charter, the evidence shall be excluded if it is established that, having regard to all circumstances, the omission of it in the proceedings would bring the administration of justice into disrepute. Looking at the wording of the section, we can understand that using Section 24.2 to exclude evidence is a two-stage inquiry. The first stage of the inquiry begins with the court determining if the evidence seeking to be admitted was obtained in a manner that violated the accused's charter rights. If the charter violation is affirmed, then the court will move on to the second stage of the inquiry, considering all the circumstances in order to determine whether the admission of the evidence in question is capable of bringing the administration of justice into disrepute. During the first stage of inquiry to have evidence excluded under Section 24.2, the court will first have to determine whether or not an accused's charter rights were actually violated. In a typical drug offense matter, most charter applications will reference violations to an accused's Section 7, 8, 9, and 10 charter rights. Upon a finding of a charter violation, the court will then assess the manner in which the evidence was obtained. The assessment includes the court considering the connection between the charter infringement and the obtaining of the evidence. In the case of Regina v. Strachan, the Supreme Court of Canada held that there are two distinct types of connections that will satisfy the test for having evidence excluded where it was obtained in a manner that infringed upon a charter right, the first being a causal connection and the second being a temporal connection.